former minister Diezani appears in London court for bribery trial. Police debunk mass kidnap of over 100 worshippers in Kaduna State. On the foreign scene, at least 40 dead in Spain after two high-speed trains collide. I am Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now, the APC chairman in Bayelsa State, Dr. Dennis Otiotio, says the ongoing rift between the FCT minister Nyesom Wike and River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara could pose a possible setback for the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking on Nigerian FM's Morning Crossfire, Dr. Otiotio said the disagreement has the potential to divide the party's support base in the state if not properly managed. He stressed that it is in the interest of the APC to see both leaders united for the overall success of the 2027 election, while expressing optimism that the party's National Working Committee and President Bola Tinubu are taking necessary steps to ensure cooperation among the FCT minister and Governor Fubara.
The current minister of FCT, although he's not in the APC, contributed immensely to the victory of the APC in 2023. You can't take away that. If the Rivers House is divided, our support base is divided, and then we will not be able to get the votes that we got in 2023. And so our interest and objective ensure that the House is not divided and that the House is united. And so politics is about number, victory. We have to do the calculations. We can't just say, oh, take this side or take this, because the FCT minister has been a supporter of President Tinubu, and seem to the best option is to see how we can reconcile them and bring them together to work together.
Well, Dr. Otiotio clarified that while the FCT minister has been a strong ally of the APC, he does not hold decision-making powers within the party structure.
I can assure you that the FCT minister does not have any decision-making power in the APC, because the structure of the APC is very clear. We have the National Caucus. The FCT minister is not a member of the National Caucus. We have the NEC. The FCT minister is not a member of our NEC. And so he is not part of the decision-making organ currently now, until it defects to the APC. For now, SIM is a member of the National Caucus. SIM is a member of the National Executive Committee.
Well, meanwhile, some residents of Port Harcourt have called on Governor Siminalayi Fubara to work with members of the River State House of Assembly to move the state forward, rather than engage in actions they describe as unnecessary. Speaking in separate interviews, the residents noted that with the House of Assembly complex still under reconstruction, it is the responsibility of the governor to provide an alternative venue for lawmakers to carry out their legislative duties. They added that where this is not done, the legislators are within their rights to choose a suitable location to sit.
By right, Governor Fubara is supposed to make position for them, since they have already taken them out. They have to give them position so that let them know where they are. Let them come together and work for the state.
They don't have the right. They're supposed to wait for governor, not other person, because governor is in charge of the state.
They should wait for the governor, the serious officer, to give them a place to stay. They cannot stay anywhere and impeach or do their constitutional duties.
Well, on the impeachment move against the governor, some residents reacting to the perceived silence of the APC leadership at both the national and state levels said the matter is constitutional and not a party issue, and therefore does not require intervention by the party. They urged the APC leadership to remain neutral. Others also argue that with loyalties unclear on both sides of the dispute, it is in the best interest of the parties to stay out of the matter entirely.
Nobody knows how the thing is moving. That is why people don't want to make any speech, don't want to make any comment. So we never know our stand. So you can no more just come and start making anything where the two sides is shaking.
It's better.
Well, they are supposed to be silent because this is a constitutional issue. It's the constitutional duty. The assembly members, they are doing their constitutional duty. They are supposed to be silent. There's no point to they should, intervene in this issue. So their silence is good.
And amid the ongoing political crisis in River State, fresh legal opinions are emerging on the impeachment moves against the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara. To begin with, a Port Harcourt-based constitutional lawyer, Dr. Innocent Ikwu, says state lawmakers do not have the power to choose where they sit to conduct legislative business. especially now that the complex of the River State House of Assembly is still under reconstruction. Speaking with our correspondent, Dr. Ekwu explained that Section 91 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, gives the governor the power to provide a sitting place for the House of Assembly and not the lawmakers. He said the impeachment process should have faced serious setbacks if the governor had fully carried out his constitutional duty of officially designating a sitting venue for the River State House of Assembly.
That so and so place has been provided for the sitting and session of the House of Assembly. If he provides it and issue it as a government circular, from the date of that issuance, that becomes the right place for them to sit. With such circular in place, the House of Assembly have no choice to sit elsewhere. It is because the governor have not done his duty that has provided the House of Assembly with the illegal liberty to say they will stay here or they will stay there.
Beyond legal issues, Dr. Ekwu also raised concerns about what he described as the silence of the APC leadership at both the national and state levels over the impeachment proceedings. It says Governor Fubara remains the leader of the APC in River State.
You see, the APC in River State, led by Tony Okocha, they ate the porridge from the FCT minister. None of them have the power, the right of any opinion. And that is why everything goes to the president. It's an anomaly. The party hierarchy at the zone or at the national office have capacity to resolve this thing. But because there has been so much corruption in the system and non-adherence to the Electoral Act and their party constitution.
Meanwhile, offering a different perspective, an APC chieftain and lawyer, Achinike Williams Wobodo, says the party will not oppose its members for what he called upholding the Constitution. Rather than facing sanctions, he said such lawmakers deserve commendation for carrying out their constitutional responsibilities. He spoke to a correspondent.
Political solution is the governor. If there's anybody they should applaud the assembly members and the APC that they want to internally discipline their erring governor who has refused to govern in accordance with the rule of law. APC will not sanction the assembly members for insisting that the rule of law, which is the constitution we just swore to uphold, is maintained. It will be unthinkable for APC to say they want to discipline members of the House of Assembly, their members.
However, William Swobodo said it may be hard for the APC to step in directly. He claimed that although President Bola Tinubu earlier tried to resolve the crisis, the governor did not fully carry out the agreements that were reached.
They will be constrained because the leader of the APC is President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He intervened the first time, he intervened the second time, and the same one man keeps violating the agreements that he reached. If after their leader, who is the president, has intervened and the man is not yielding, what else would the APC do? The situation is precarious for the governor, but he still has an opportunity.
Well, another lawyer has shared a different view on the matter. The lawyer, Ndanze Ekulo, said the governor's decision to stop the impeachment process is a violation of Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution. In an interview with our correspondent, Ekulo said the Supreme Court has ruled that once a constitutional process has started properly, the courts do not have the power to stop it. He explained that the governor should have replied to the impeachment notice instead of waiting for the House of Assembly to write to the Chief Judge to set up a 7-man panel.
The House of Assembly has laid notice of gross misconduct against the governor. So the governor has 7 days window to reply the notice, not to run to the court. This is a clear constitutional matter. It has nothing to do with the court at this stage. The process of running to the court to halt the process is in total breach of Section 188 and the Constitution as itself. So the House of Assembly matter, courts at this stage have nothing to do with it. Until the process is finished, concluded, then the court can now waiting to review whether the process was in line with constitutional provisions.
Ekulo said the governor can only go to court to ask for interpretation of the law after the impeachment process has been completed.
The Supreme Court also have made it clear that pertaining constitutional issues such as this, that the only time remedies lie is the post-judicial review, not at this preemptive stage of suspending the process by giving an order to the CJ. We can look at the case of Inakoju against Adeleke in 2007 for Nigerian Weekly Law Report, percent 25. And the Supreme Court also took this position in the case of AG this federation against Abubakar in 2007, 10 Nigerian Weekly Law Report.
Well, now turning to Kano State, Governor Abba Yusuf met with President Bola Tinubu at the State House, Abuja. He spent over 3 hours with the president but refused to comment on the purpose of the visit. The visit comes amid reports of his possible defection from the New Nigeria People's Party to the APC. Recently, Kano politics has been thrown into fresh tension following reports of a planned defection by Governor Yusuf from the NNPP to the APC, a move strongly opposed by the party's leadership and its national leader, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso. In another development, the Independent National Electoral Commission on Monday unveiled the final list of candidates for the June 20th governorship election in Ekiti State, leaving out the PDP and the Social Democratic Party. The document showed that the names of the PDP's candidate, Dr. Wole Oluyede, and his SDP counterpart, David Bankole, were not included. With the disqualification of the PDP and SDP candidate, 12 political parties were cleared to contest the election. Now let's take a short break. When we return, former Minister Diezani appears in London court for bribery trial. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. Now, the River State government has reiterated its commitment to transforming healthcare and community healthcare services for Rivers people. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Ore, said this while receiving an award on behalf of Governor Siminalayi Fubara at the Thanksgiving Send Forth Award ceremony of the River State Hospital Management Board. Ore commended CMDs and other healthcare workers for their sacrifice in keeping the doors of the general and zonal hospitals open despite facing challenges.
He is dedicated and fiercely protective of the people of River State. It is that protectiveness that makes him stand up for the people of River State, that makes him give the necessary attention to the health sector. Our respected past chief medical directors, they worked and toiled. And so personally, I commend you all because it is on your shoulders as giants safeguarding health at the secondary level that we stand today with any accomplishment or any achievements.
The State Commissioner for Health also promised to continue to push for improvement in the welfare of health workers in the state.
On my part, I made a commitment to the River State Hospitals Management Board that I will continue to stand as your firm advocate I will continue to push for advancements at the secondary level of care. I will continue to push for improvements in the welfare of our health workers across the state. That position is unrelenting and unwavering. I will continue to do, and with the recognition you have given me today, I have no choice but to try and do even more.
Well, on his part, the Chief Medical Director of the River State Hospital Management Board, Dr. Bright Obunda, called on all health workers to come together into a state.
That River State Hospital needs more attention from the Ministry of Health and River State government in general in terms of infrastructural development. Also, may I graciously appreciate our health-friendly governor for reforming the secondary healthcare sector. He has embarked on a revolutionary infrastructural development in the secondary healthcare sector, ensure the provision of adequate manpower for effective and efficient service delivery in our facilities.
Well, away from that, the President General of the Orashi National Congress, Emenibe, says one person has reportedly been killed in a reprisal attack in Omoko, Oba Emewandoni local government area of River State. Ibe said the incident happened on Sunday during a cultural festival that featured a masquerade display. He said during the event, the masquerade reportedly flogged a passerby identified as Claudius, a lawyer. According to him, Claudius allegedly later carried out a reprisal attack. He said the lawyer allegedly mobilized armed hunters and shot 7 people, leaving 1 person dead. Now, he added that some youth in the area also set fire to Claudius's family house and his personal house.
So he said that they are not supposed to frog him. So he went back and come back with his own boys, who are probably hunters. When the hunters got there, the hunters were shooting up. He collected a gun from them and began to shoot direct. And before they know, several persons were shot, but 1 person fell down, died. Omoku youth now went the barrister's compound where the father and the grandfather have their ancestral building. They set the building on fire, and they also went to the barrister's house and set the building on fire, and they also burned down his 2 cars.
Emenibe is now calling on security agencies to deploy to the area to prevent further attacks. Well, reacting to this, the River State Police Command says it has launched an investigation into the incident. Spokesperson of the command, CSP Grace Iringikoko, said in a statement that the lawyer, Wudi Ifechukwu, and 2 other suspects were promptly arrested and transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for detailed investigation. She added that preliminary investigations are ongoing to determine the circumstances surrounding the incident and the level of culpability of all parties involved. She also disclosed that a joint security patrol comprising the police and the military has been deployed in the area to ensure the safety of lives and property. The command assured the public that all those found culpable in the incident will be brought to justice. Well, in Kaduna State, the police command dismissed reports that over 100 worshippers were abducted in Kajuru local government area. They called the report false and said they were spread by people who want to disrupt peace. Well, earlier, a report said that armed gangs kidnapped dozens of people attending 2 churches in Muonyili, a forest community in Afogo ward of Kaduna. The report quoted a senior church leader as saying more than 160 worshippers were abducted by gunmen during Sunday service. However, speaking on Monday after a State Security Council meeting at Sir Kashim Ibrahim House in Kaduna, the State Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Rabiu, challenged those spreading the report to provide names and details of the victims. Moving on now, former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, was reportedly taken into custody by DSS operatives immediately after his release from Kuje Correctional Center in Abuja on Monday. The EFCC clarified that it did not rearrest him. Officials of the Nigerian Correctional Service confirmed that Malami was released after meeting his bail conditions. Elsewhere, former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke, has appeared before the Southwark Crown Court in London, United Kingdom, for the preliminary hearing of her trial premised on bribery charges. Alison Madueke, who was in office from 2010 to 2015, was the first woman oil minister in Nigeria and the first female president of the Global Oil Cartel Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. The case was listed on the cause list for court aid before Justice Thornton on Monday. Alison Madueke was in court for the preliminary hearing ahead of her full trial, scheduled to begin next week. The 65-year-old has been on bail since she was first arrested in London in October 2015. She has denied 6 charges against her. She was formally charged in 2023 by the UK's National Crime Agency with offences of accepting bribes during 2011 to 2015. Well, according to the indictment, Alison Madueke benefited from at least £100,000 in cash, chauffeur-driven cars, flights on private jets, and the use of multiple London properties. And now we go straight to business. The Federal Ministry of Livestock Development has restated its commitment to work with the River State government to grow the livestock sector. The Minister of Livestock Development, Edie Mokhtar Maiha, made this known while receiving the River State Commissioner for Agriculture, Victor Key, during a working visit last week. The minister said River State has strong advantages such as a feed mill, a modern abattoir, and veterinary facilities. He explained that plans like feedlot estates, ranching, pasture and fodder development and expansion of the livestock value chain would create jobs, ensure the production of healthy, disease-free meat, improve food security, and support the renewed hope agenda through sustainable economic growth. Now, the federal government says it plans to raise 900 billion naira by selling 3 existing government bonds this January. These bonds are not new. They are old ones that investors already understand, including how much interest they will earn. Now, this makes it easier and cheaper for the government to sell them. According to the Debt Management Office, the bond sale will take place on January 26 and payment will be completed on January 28. The government says the money raised will be used to fund the national budget. It also says the bonds give investors a safe way to save money for the long term and help grow Nigeria's local debt market. In entertainment, the Ogun State Police Command says it has started investigations into the death of a 22-year-old singer, popularly known as Destiny Boy. A suspect has also been arrested. In sports, Nigeria Super Eagles have risen to 26th position in the latest FIFA World Ranking release on Monday. The Eagles climbed from 38th following an impressive outing at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, where they finished 3rd overall. Nigeria is now the 3rd best team in Africa behind AFCON finalist Senegal, ranked 12th globally, and Morocco placed 8th in the world.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Well, at least 40 people died in southern Spain after a high-speed train went off the tracks and crashed into another train on Sunday night. The accident happened near Ademuz in Cordoba province, about 360 kilometers south of Madrid. It is one of the worst train disasters in Europe in the last 80 years. Emergency officials said 12 people are in intensive care. Experts believe a damaged rail joint may have caused the crash. Well, on the news this afternoon, you heard that the Bayelsa APC chairman Otio has warned that the Wike Fubara rift could hurt the party's 2027 chances. You also heard that a lawyer, Eku, says Rivers lawmakers lack the power to choose an assembly sitting venue. Former Minister Diezani Alison Madueke has appeared in a London court for bribery trial. In Kaduna State, the police has debunked the mass kidnap of over 100 worshippers. On the foreign scene, at least 40 people have died in Spain after 2 high-speed trains collided. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.